beloved, welcome to your message from God. All right, welcome to the Prophetic Vessel Show. Thank you so much for joining me. This will be the case of the sad eggs, part 3 of 8. All right, the theme is titled "The Sex Was Good." All right, the sex was good. That's the theme. That's what it's titled. Let's tap in further to this energy. All right. Tap into the layers of this energy. If you are keen on booking me for my services, beloved, I do offer dream interpretations, love readings, spiritual path readings, as well as messages from God. I'd also like to kindly inform you that unfortunately I am no longer available for one-on-one sessions, but I will be reopening my one-on-one sessions in 4 months though. Let me tap us in further into this energy, all right? The case of the sad eggs. All right, part 3 of 8. The sex was good. That's the theme. All right, that's the title of the theme. Let's go. Let's tap in here. So I'm being drawn to the hangman energy. The hangman is the energy of Piscean, element is water, and its representation within this instance for part 3 of 8, all right? Its representation is a representation of stagnancy, being in one place with it. Now, whether that is, it's like it takes on many forms, but God is saying the form that it takes on within this regard is symbolic to one thing. Sex, all right? That is the one thing that has this person in this energy. The energy of stagnation, ruled by Piscean, the element is water. So Pisces rules over the oceans. So looking at that analogy of the ocean, there is so much layers and depth to it that it hasn't even been explored by man, all right? We haven't seen certain depths and layers of the ocean. Let's tap in further to this energy. God is wanting me to use a different deck of cards, all right? So the 8 of Pentacles, all right, Virgo energy. And we have Virgo energy again with the Hermit here. So Virgo energy, God is saying it's the energy that I should speak about. But let me tap us in further here. So we have Pisces on the table, Piscean, and Pisces is the polarity of Virgo. The opposite sign of Virgo is Pisces. The opposite sign of Pisces is Virgo. They're polarity signs. They live in the duality. All right. So let's just start there. So let's see. We have 10 of Pentacles, the card of the human vessel, the human body. This is Taurus energy. Taurus rules over the human body, the human body itself, the flesh, the skin. All right, followed by the card of feminine nature, feminine type love, feminine embodiment of love. So this is vulnerability, opening up, all right, emotional based things. And then we have the card of commitment, the card of wanting more out of a relationship. But God is saying I should take it reversed. So commitment reversed, I mean, you know. So God is saying, going back to the polarity of Virgo and Pisces, right? So looking at that, in that you understand that, or you should understand that the sign of Virgo rules over the unseen. and the unheard of. And then Pisces rules over in-depth oceans, things that we haven't explored, or back to that, we haven't seen, but in a different form, right? It's in a different form. Virgo is earth, Pisces is water. Think of a plant or any sort of outdoor, type of, like a tree. It needs water, and then think of photosynthesis. It's like that's that process of the growth of plants. And you can think that it's in relation to the elements. That analogy, God is saying it should reference the elements working together. So God is saying, looking further into this energy, as we tap in further, we have the hangman representing that stagnation. And then the polarity of that would be complete freedom, or being loose, being free, all right? Breaking free, rather. So this person, the energy that is coming out is they no longer want to be trapped in your waters, in the depth of the experience of you. They're seeking release. However, the card of the vessel coming out, the body, all right? It's symbolic that this person has strong attachment towards you, emotionally based, physically based, and spiritually based attachments. This person went as far as using your fluidity, all right, your body fluids for black magic. And in spirit form, they also they said their intentions, and they included themselves. God is saying there were also fluids involved from their end. So because it backfired all on this person, and it is constantly backfiring, the amount of time and effort and dedication, all of it is coming full circle. Now, this person, their stagnation has to do with the ripple effect of that. It's not like they want to be in the energy of dreaming of you all the time and all these memories. At first it was pleasant, but now it's horrific. God is saying, Ashe. So this person's energy is basically in the energy of their own actions catching up to them. Because how are you going to be behind the scenes acting irrationally upon another human being's livelihood and expecting no consequence, all right? This person has to pay the piper. Their ways are catching up to them, Ashe. So with that being said, let's tap in further here. I'm seeing that with the card of opening up emotional vulnerability, vulnerability in general, and then the card of commitment being reversed, it's as though this person, they feel as though all of this now, it's like it was all for nothing. They regret everything, like everything. They regret opening up, being vulnerable, even they regret loving you. That's how bad this black magic whooping their ass. They regret loving you, alright, Ashe. This person can't sleep, they can't eat, they have a lot of insomnia, alright? They don't take care of themselves, therefore, as much as they can, because they're in the state of being. They're in a sunken place, alright? They're in a sunken place, Ashe. So God is saying, ooh, look at this. This is repercussions. This is correction. This is justice. This is karma. This is the scales balancing themselves out as everything backfires, going back to the sender, where it came from and whatnot, alright? Alright, what do we have here? We have more feminine waters, more opening up, more, love energy coming out here. But I feel like this person wants nothing to do with that. It's sort of like this black magic is tempering with this person's emotions. It's like there's that spiritual essence to the truth and the reality, you know. And as it balances out, like when the their spells align with the truth of this whole thing, it clashes, but it still becomes an infusion nonetheless. So it's a very unpleasant mess, unpleasant circumstance, unpleasant place that this person is in right now. It's like there are the spells where they wanted you to be in the energy of being attached in love and addicted to them, and it backfired on them, and they're aware of that as well. There's awareness, right? And then think about the truth of the matter being that they don't really feel that way about you. They wanted you to feel that way about them, though. So it's sort of like they feel this and they know that they're only feeling it because of what they did, the spells. They know exactly. They have awareness, right? So it's a very, like, you can imagine how they feel, what place they're in right now. It's, you know. I feel that this person is in spiritual jail. I'll share. I'm seeing that this person is in spiritual jail. Those same false hierophants, high priestesses, fake spiritualists they were attending and listening to, they're nowhere to be found right now. They know where to be found when this person is in this entrapment, as they're in the spiritual jail. Spiritual jail, this dissect that. It's sort of a place, a paradigm, you know, you are placed in. It's purgatory, you know. You gotta live with the same things that you were playing with, you know. So that's where they're at with it. They're seeing spirits and hearing spirits. They're in the spirit realm. But what paradigm, what type of realm, all right, that differs because of their vibration. So what they're tapped into, you know. So back to the fact that this person, they did a lot, all right. I mean, how can you have a voodoo doll? How can you use another person's fluids? How can you do black magic on another person's livelihood? To tap into that realm already alone, it can make you have an idea of where this person is at in terms of their spiritual jail, in terms of what paradigm, what type of paradigm they've been placed in because of the vibration of things they've tapped into. All right, I share. Now looking at this further here, spiritual jail is a sad place to be in. You can imagine. It's a place where you live with what you've done. You know that you're living in what you've done, and you have no choice but to live in what you've done. So a lot of people tend to go through this. A lot of people that take the rebellion path of life, where they now tend to be dark spirited because they're choosing the dark spirited nature. It's like, take a child that is 8 years old. That example, I want it to be an example, a reference point, an analogy. It's like a case study. An 8-year-old child, let's say their parents gets cold at their school at like, and you know, let's say 12, right? Let's say 12-year-old child goes to school, you know, kindergarten or, you know, preschool, and they're a bully, and the parent gets called a lot at school because of that. And looking at the child at 12 years old, you could just see a problematic child that maybe, you know, this will fade because it's a phase type energy. But then, let's say that the child becomes a woman or a man, and now they're 31 and they're this big bully that oftentimes brings people down with their words, oftentimes wants to be higher up more than anyone and everything and anyone around them. Oftentimes, if they're not around people that will submit to them, they get intimidated and they get disrespectful and they get rude. So it's basically like, Is the 12-year-old just going through a phase, or is this a dark spirited child that has dark spirited natures to them that will evolve and embed into their character, because that's just how they are? Ashe. So this person's childhood, they were a problematic being. They were rebellious. They've always been. Now it's just they're an adult, so actions have consequences. It's no longer like I'll tell your mom, I'll tell your dad, or the teacher, or a higher authority. No, they have to face it. They have to deal with it. So no one is in charge of anything but them. They have to deal with the consequences. It's on them. So back to the fact that certain spirits, certain people are spirits. Certain spirits stay in negative energy for so long that they own DNA makeup. It develops. It's sort of like, I guess a thesis it's like Darwinism, right? The theory of Darwinism. The more you do something or utilize something, it will grow in you more. It will grow, there will be more of it. Good or bad, false or true type energy. It's that Darwinism, right? But it's like moving forward, it's that type of energy where this person has a false sense of identity, false sense of living. So they only know what they tell themselves to be true or is of truth. So how they've experienced you might think, oh, we were just having sex, but no, to them it was something else. Back to the fact that this person is a dibbler and dabbler of black magic, voodoo work, and dark arts. So how they experience things is different. Their mindset with it is different. How they feel about that shit is different. Been different. Always has been different. There's this peculiar, strange, almost grotesque nature to it though. This thought process that they have, that they embody when it comes to sex or sexual intercourse, sexual deeds, activities, engagement, all right, that type energy. Because you guys, what I'm seeing is when you would have sex with this person, like, however way you would experience it, God is saying, don't even attach it to the same emotions or thought process that this person might have shared or had, or you think they might have shared or had, rather. Because how this person was, is like this was a sex fiend. They loved sex. Before you, the life they had before you, before they even encountered you, they've been on that. It's who they are. So in their mind, you were this fantasy, you were this prototype, remember? And when they're sleeping with you, they were in that fantasy world, they were in that dream world. That doesn't make it reality though. It wasn't truth. Therefore, the foundation of this relationship wasn't based on truth, right? So that illusion that they were living in, they channeled it even with the sexual nature of the connection. When they would sleep with you, they would picture their own shit. They would feel their own things. They would think about their own things. That's why, be mindful who you engage sexually with. Pay attention to that person's spirit. Are they a good person? Not just to you, but to others too, all right? It shouldn't be a role they play, a character they develop because they're in a relationship with you. They should genuinely be a good person. Otherwise, they got some dark-spirited ways to them that can get you caught up if you're a good person and that believes in God and walks in light. A person that believes in constant evolution, constant change within self. Dealing with a motherfucker like this will only set you back, God is saying. Ashe. So looking at the sexual nature of the connection, God is saying, think back to how you engage with this person. They have an addiction to sexual nature already, but because they looked at you to be the wish fulfillment and they were already in their mind with it, they were already in this fantasy world, already attached to you in their own ways. When they would sleep with you, channeling that energy, you can think it drives people, it can drive you crazy. Like, God wants me to give an example, an analogy. And this is a reference point, a case study. Take a fan that goes to a concert of their favorite artist. When they go there, let's say the artist calls them backstage. Let's say this fan is one of the most geeked up fans, one of the most obsessive fans, one of the most in love fans with the artist. And the artist calling them backstage, they obviously know that they're this famous person, they have this energy that, to them or whatnot, but because they're used to who they are who they are, and they live in this energy, how they get experienced, they don't think of it like how they get experienced by that fan. Calling them backstage does something to the human brain, to the fan, all right? Think of it. It's like that fan experiences sort of like brain activity. In that moment, there is brain activity because it's not only the excitement of seeing the idol, it's being in the presence of the idol and the idol seeing them one-on-one. Fan behavior is really wild. Fan behavior should be studied. So think of the fan seeing or being seen by the idol. Shake up a little bit with that. Think of it. It's crazy. It does something. You can only imagine how they are in that moment, experiencing that. So back to that analogy, this being a reference point, this being a case study, it's that imagine the idol taking advantage of the fan being a fan girl, a fan boy, man or woman, masculine or feminine, right? Just imagine them taking advantage and saying, okay, come, or they sleep with the fan. They choose to sleep with the fan, right? The idol chooses to sleep with the fan, takes the fan home or to a hotel or motel or whatever, and does that deed. And then expects the fan girl, fan boy, the masculine, the feminine that they had this one night stand with, they expect them to just, but in their mind, think about the fact that there's still a fan, whether they sexual intercourse involved or not. It's the common denominator. And then exhibit A would be the fan getting obsessed with the celebrity, the idol, the person they look up to, of course. Because now sexual activity is involved, they feel comfortable in doing certain things. Imagine they now decide to do voodoo, black magic, to keep the idol, their idol, attached to them as a fan. Keep them calling them up, even if it's a booty call, or if they're calling them up for nonsensical behaviors behind the scenes and whatnot. Just to keep their energy, they do things. And it's like, think of the brain activity. Like, a fan lives their own life. The fan themselves, they probably go back home to not having food in the fridge, or they don't have much going on for themselves, or they don't even have self-esteem. There's those contributing factors. And then this idol, they don't even think, they're just in their own energy and basking in it and embracing their own life, bringing someone else into that life who wishes to have that, or even have, like, it's like dreams play a role. Now this person thinks of things like, oh, I have my goals and ambitions, now I can, maybe this is possible. Like, guys. So God is saying, take that analogy as a reference point and case study to your influence on this motherfucker, this ex of yours, right? For the sad case of the ex, right? The case of the sad ex, all right, that we tapped into. They put you on that sort of pedestal where they idolize you. Celebrity or not, that doesn't matter. God says take the idolization, right? That's the reference point, the case study of that. Of you, the influence you had on them. They were willing to do anything to keep you. All right, they were willing to do anything because of the experience of you that they wanted to hold on to. Ashe. Let's tap in for the round 2 to this energy for the case of the sad X. All right, the case of the sad X. All right. So, being idolized is not always all fun and games, or all, it's not, you know, especially when it becomes primal or dangerous for your life, because of the obsessive nature of, you know, the whole situation. We have the Hierophant showing itself here, and it's coming out with the Queen of Cups, again with the Ten of Pentacles. I'm being called to leave these energies here. I'm being called to use a different deck of cards as well. Alright. So let's tap in further to the energy. Let's tap in further to the layers. But beloved here, you know, this is a serious case of the sad eggs, man. You know, someone's unwell, someone's very sickly, and they're alone. They're lonely inside, you know. No one seems to be caring for this person. No one seems to be checking up on this person. They're alone. There is an energy of this person wanting you to feel sad for them. They want you to be in that delusion of grandeur, where they put you in the state of feeling sad for them. All right. So God is saying this person will keep reaching out to you because they'll forever be kind of lost in your energy. Like they'll always sort of come back to you, your world, your reality somehow. And God is saying it's because of the voodoo, all right? It's because of the magic. It's because of that. That's what will keep them in this lost energy, keep them coming back. It's based on that delusion that they wanted you to be in that is backfiring onto their life, all right? Let's tap in further here. We have the Four of Cups energy, all right? The card of being disinterested. I feel like that is killing this person. You being disinterested. Damn, I can feel it. That's the one thing that's like, oh my God, like really, like for real. Like now they think, okay, maybe I'm ugly, maybe I'm not this, maybe I'm not that, but it's all based on this magic, man. This is the results, this is the consequence of the magic. We have the Knight of Cups reversed, all right? We have Scorpio and Cancer energy, double water, all right? So God is saying that this person wants to know how you remain protected. How do you protect yourself from the voodoo, the magic? What do you do? Now, whether you do anything, God is just saying, just stay prayed up, man, and let people do what they do. Don't get entangled in other people's way of living and what they choose to do and how they choose to channel their anger, their pain, and their ways. Because this person only wonders this because they feel bad, they feel guilty, and they want to sort of have something to fall back on, something that's going to make them feel better about their behavior. Oh, if you do it, then we the same. That means we the same. Like, no. Someone here must just stand on their own behavior, stand on what they've done. This ex of yours, they're doomed, right? And they must just stand on it, like literally. Whether they want you to feel bad for them, whether they want to trigger old emotions out of you so that you come back to them, whether they want to play these games, none of those tactics will ever have an effect on you. They will still have this to address, this to stand on, and this to face in the end. Ashe. So God is saying these are the type of motherfuckers that come into your life to teach you how to value yourself, how to love yourself, and what you don't really want in life in terms of love. Because dealing with this person should only just, it's like it was a karmic cycle God wanted you to be in so that you realize your own worth and so that you know exactly what you want. With time, you're not lost, you still know exactly what you want. It'd be those type of great lessons. It'd be great lessons type relationships. Those type of relationships. Lessons that you will always have with you for life. Because you'll never forget the fact that someone was this obsessive, this sick, and this in love with your energy. This should make you appreciate yourself more. What in you do these type of people, this dark-spirited person, what are they trying to feed in them? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is this person trying to feed in themselves? This person is that type of motherfucker that been on this, right? So when you've been on something for long enough, it starts to, like, you start to want to, you can't live without it. It becomes a requirement. It becomes more like a lifestyle. Not even a priority, right? A lifestyle type energy. So this person, this voodoo work, this black magic, them doing all of these things, they're used to it. It's more like a lifestyle, all right? It's a lifestyle for them. So now that it's like, I feel like you are, the reason they keep wondering about your protection is because you're the one person that things have never worked on, these things that they're doing. So this person has victims. This person has done this before. This person, therefore, they quote unquote know what they're doing. So because of that, you know, because of the fact that you are protected, they're wondering how, like, and God is saying the only reason they're wondering that is because they want to take down whatever they think is protecting you, whoever they think is protecting you, whatever they think you're using to protect yourself from their voodoo, from their black magic, from their dark arts. This person is very sick, beloved. This is a very sick individual. They're very unwell and they're very sad. Someone that is very sad. Because to be on this, it makes you a very sad person. It makes you also unwell within yourself. Like, you need this type way of being. You know, you need to tap into things like this to fill up your spirit. Like, your prayers don't work for you. So God is saying this be that type of person. That's who they are. They bit off a lot more than they could chew, and now they're sitting in the consequence. They're sitting in the energy that they wanted you to be in. And they are aware that it's backfiring on them. That's what's making also the situation very scary for this person, Ashe. They're scared right now. And with time, God is saying it's only going to become a scarier situation. This is only going to become scarier because it's like the reason it's scary is because they know what they sent, what they wanted. And the fact that they were warned, forewarned, and told, alerted that if this doesn't work on them, it's going to work on you. And they didn't think you were protected. They didn't even care to even check on that fact. So now they're sitting in that energy that they wanted you to be in and waiting more, awaiting more, because they know what they sent out and they know what they did, all right? So the Queen of Cups is the energy of love, right? Opening up and vulnerability. That black magic whipping their ass so much that they wish that they never even told you who they were, they never even met you, they never even this, like, but it's all just consequence. Alright, consequence makes you have regrets about actions that you shouldn't have done, actions you shouldn't have taken. That's that Mars energy ruled by Aries. Alright, we're in that season where Aries season, everyone reevaluating the consequences, the actions that are coming with the consequences. Alright, this person chose to plant unwise decisions and choices, chose to make wrong, like take the wrong path, like literally. And when you choose that and it doesn't choose you back, it backfires on you, because obviously you're not meant to be in that pathway. It's wrong. There's going to be a reroute, a redirect, which is the backfiring. Hence, Exhibit A, we are where we are with it. Alright. Let's tap in further here. Ooh, look at what we have. We have the card of divine guidance, divination, angelic energy. We have Sagittarius energy here, double Sagittarius as well. So the temperance energy tells me that this person, they feel like that's the one thing they lack in their life, and that's the one thing that's always gonna fuck them up. The fact that they don't even know what they're doing with this life thing. They're just constantly seeking something, seeking this, seeking that, but they don't even know what they're seeking, because they don't look for truth in life. They look for creation of illusion. They look for being of illusionist. Alright, they look for being of falsehood. So when you're someone that has lived in that energy for a long time, the truth seems so far-fetched. The truth seems so make-believe that you don't even know what to believe anymore. This person is sitting in that type of energy. They don't know what to believe anymore. Alright, it's gotten there with it. So God is saying, be mindful. Alright, this be the type of things and circumstances people put themselves in. Be mindful. You know, what you think you know out here, you better stay prayed up. You know, you better stay prayed up. This person is looking at you and sees like, oh my God, why does their life look fulfilling? Why do they have direction? Why do they have a smart mind? Why do they have a smart mouth? What is in me that is lacking? How about you stop looking at another, you know, person in that form? Like, and the fact that this person looks at someone they supposedly say they love in this way, in a form of a relationship, how can you compete with your lover? Alright? Clearly this person, they're toxic, they're unhealthy. Competing with someone you want to be in a relationship with. God is saying this be the type of motherfucker that in a relationship with you, they would just want to dominate, control you, right? They want it to be the reason that you feel the way you do. They want it to be the reason you want this and this. Like, someone was really delusional, man. And still is. And this black magic, this voodoo, just making that shit worse. It's just creating more of that atmosphere, more of that energy that they were already in. They were already delusional. They were already lost. They were already in the state of being. And God is saying these things work with time as much as they work with technique and methodical strategies. Alright, they were told what to do, what to plant, how to move. And now that same sort of life that they've lived for that long, they're wondering, okay, so if none of these things are working on them, clearly they're working on me, and look at what's happening. So they don't know how to feel about that. They don't know even how to go about that. They keep trying to find out how you're keeping yourself protected to destroy it so that it can tip the scales. But karmic cycles close, and when they do, people on the other end of the stick, they tend to rebel against it because it's not going in their favor. maybe because they were bad people. All right, this person was a bad person in the karmic cycle that you were in, the both of you, and because you were not a bad person, you get the favorable end of the stick, and they get the other end of it. That's how it goes. That's why you gotta be mindful. Treat people with kindness. Be of good. Be of light always. All right, because things do backfire on you in the end. With time, it always backfires on you. All right, always. So the progression of your life has this person shook and worried. They're looking at the pace of your life as well. This person, it's so sad. It's so sad. Like, still, is that where we are at it with it? I feel like also, you know what? As I say that, the people around this person, the people surrounding this person, the people this person has told everything with regards to this, with regards to you, they're tired of hearing the same old things. It's getting old. It's like they're repeating themselves. It's like down the rabbit hole we go. Round and round in circles they go. They're stuck in the karmic cycle now, right? But it's like, it's no longer the karmic cycle that you both were in, because that has closed. Now it's the karmic cycle of consequence. Hence, they're sitting in regret. So it's like God puts us in certain relationships and connections to test us, and how we come out on the other end will be that sort of verdict of the test. Did you pass? Did you fail? So you came out on the other end unscathed. You know, you were protected from this because you were a good person in this karmic cycle. If you weren't a good person, you would have also been void to these spirits that this person was working with, and would have made you, it would have lowered your vibration. So you making the wise choices and decisions to be good to this person, even with how they were towards you, built your character up and made you even more of a high vibrational person than you think. That is what spiritual rank is about. That's what keeps you protected in these streets, all right? So it's as simple as being a good person and saying your prayers, guys, all right? Let's tap in further to this energy. So the fact that this person chooses to paint a false reality, they choose to believe a certain way of thinking, they choose to assume, that doesn't make what they're assuming, what they're choosing to believe, it doesn't make it true at all. This person therefore is living a lie, literally. They're just living a lie, all right? I see this person panicking, all right? Because they can't get a hold of the people that they went to for guidance. Because you know what? Look, we have the card of big decisions, and we have the card of the world, the reality, all right? This person's world and reality. Guys, this person, you got to pay the piper in the end. They owe people now. And they also owe these spirits they've summoned and conjured up, tried to conjure up in your reality, but now backfiring onto theirs. They owe a lot of people money as well. It's serious. So looking at these energies, I feel like this person, and I'm being called to put it on top of the Hierophant. I feel like life-changing decisions were made out of impulsion, irrationality, a state of being of irrationality and impulsivity. Now this person's in panic mode, trying to get a hold of these people they went to. God is wanting me to conclude this episode, right, for the case of the sad ex, and we'll continue in the next episode where we tap in further, you know, to the panic frenzy, all right? I guess that will be the theme for the next episode, panic frenzy, all right? We'll tap into the energies of these false hierophants and high priestesses and see what's good, all right? That will be me. That will be all from me, right? Thank you so much for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. I'll see you guys next time. If you're keen on booking me for my services, I do offer dream interpretations, love readings, spiritual path readings, as well as messages from God. Also, kindly like to inform you, unfortunately, I'm no longer available for one-on-one sessions, but I will be reopening those in a week's time, in 4 months' time, not a week's time, all right? I'm sending you nothing but love. I'll see you in the next episode, in the next part, all right? The next part of the sad case of the case of the sad ex, all right? Bye.